Ladies, welcome again to the Bill Cunningham Show. How you doing?
Great.
Wonderful.
To be here.
Thanks so much for having us on the air.
Oh, God. You know, I think a woman's body's like a piano. And if you hit every key, it makes marvelous music.
This is true.
Would you agree? Mm-hmm. That's what Jim Scott told me anyway. He thought it was a ukulele, but I said, no, it's a piano. You got to hit all those different keys in different proportions, and when you do, it lights up like something on a steamboat, you know.
And if it's out of tune, you need to tune it up.
Yeah, I got to tune her up a little
That's
bit.
right, baby.
Let's continue with more, and I can recall about 10 or 15 years ago, I had Jimmy Flint on the show one night, and it was when Jimmy Flint wasn't suing Larry Flint. Now they're suing each other like crazy. And Jimmy invited me and the Segman to come to the Hustler Mansion in Hollywood. And he said there was a plane leaving Dayton Airport like at December the 27th, like at noon. So being the man, I wanted to experience different things in life. Isn't that fair, Kat? Don't you want to do it all? You don't want to die having not done. I've never been to the Playboy Mansion, and I've never been to the Hustler Mansion. So I go home to my wife, and I said, honey, you know, are we doing anything like a couple days after Christmas, you know? Are we doing anything on about 3 days? And she said, well, we have nothing. I said, no. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I was real serious. I said, I was thinking about going, not because I had any interest in women, of course, but because I thought it would be a nice human experience to see a different side of life. I've only been to Los Angeles twice, once for the O.J. Simpson verdict and one other time when I hitchhiked there when I was 18 years old. I hitchhiked to Las Vegas. So I said, honey, I want to go to Los Angeles, and she said, well, that'd be good. Who are you going to go? I said, Segment. She said, well, that's good. What are you going to do? I said, well, I was invited to the Hustler Mansion for the post-Christmas party, which goes on for 3 or 4 days, and Larry and Jimmy said I could stay right there in the Hustler Mansion for 3 nights, too. And she said, well, that's no problem. I said, well, thank you, dear. I said, that's nice. She said, but one thing, when you take off from Los Angeles, go east, but don't come to Cincinnati. Just stay in the air and just keep going because you won't come back here. Just fly. Just keep. I said, well, in other words, oh, you can go. It's no problem, but just don't come back home. So I never did make it to the Hustler Mansion. Kat, what's the difference in your mind between a playmate and a hustler? One of those centerfolds that Squirrel used to photograph and things. Well, what's the difference?
Class and a lot less class.
Class. So you think the hustler was classless?
No.
They were sluts?
Yes, I think
they were low life.
Well, no. I'm just saying it's a completely different thing, and I believe that the centerfolds for Playboy were always done in very good taste and in a classy manner, and more like a girl next door. So, hey, whatever goes, goes.
Isn't it fair to say that you want to take a Playboy, maybe a bunny home to meet your mom, but you would take the hustler girl, a honey bun, to meet your dad? Something like that.
I think you would take the bunny home to meet your mom and your dad and everybody else around.
I haven't seen a Playboy magazine in years. Would any of you three, Debbie, would you have posed in Playboy if offered $1 million in cash?
Well, actually, when I worked there, they approached me about posing for the 30th anniversary.
What did you say?
No.
Why?
Because I don't think money was worth it.
Oh, sure it is.
No, because I had kids.
Let me tell you what I was confronted with, Debbie. I was offered 10 years ago to pose for Playgirl magazine. And they were doing a photo spread on the men of late night radio. And I was offered $15,000 to pose nude for Playgirl magazine.
What issue were you in?
Well, actually, what occurred is that I went home and talked to my wife. I said, honey.
We got you.
I said, honey. I said $15,000. I've said this on it's $15,000 to pose, and I said, you know, men are naked all the time. You have locker rooms. You know, I went through high school and college and played, and it didn't bother me. Nudity has never bothered me. If a Segman took me to the Blue Rock nudist camp there on Coleraine, whatever it is, Coleraine Township, and then when I was in Florida, I went to that Paradise Lakes place that Jose Rio and Andy Furman took me to. You know, and I went down there. I said, honey, I got another. He said, well, what is it, Bill? And I said, well, I was offered $15,000, men of late night radio, to pose nude and Playgirl magazine. He said, well, there'd be no problem with that. You know, I said, really? He said, I don't care. If all these other women want to see your shortcomings, just go ahead and do it. I said, well, I guess maybe I won't do it then. Hey, what we're going to do, can you ladies stick around for the Stooge Report?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Definitely.
We got Segman coming. And do you recall Segman at all showing up at the Playboy Club in Cincinnati, Debbie? Do you recall him being in there?
No.
Bob
Squirrel.
Shreve. I remember Bob Shreve.
Here he is, right here.
Got a
Picture.
picture of Bob.
Is that the keys?
Yeah, that's the one I did. That's it for you.
Did you say
You know, Seg, it's odd that women are told not to drink alcohol because if they didn't drink, most women wouldn't get pregnant, and women are told not to be pregnant and drink. So women are said, if you get pregnant, don't drink, but if women didn't drink, they wouldn't get pregnant in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Am I right or wrong
I'm
about
trying to
that?
write that down. Can you go a little slower next time?
Seg, man, get your eyes off her chest.
We need some air conditioning in here. Cool you off. Are these your other former girlfriends too?
I dated 2 of these 3. I can't say which 2.
Can't say.
Let
Is
that
that for
talk about
legal? Is it for legal matter, or is that just you just don't want to say?
it. They have pictures.
and video?
You know, Seg, when you're let go by the station, I'm sure in a few weeks, Chuck Frederick was looking for you before. We're going to look back upon your time here with quite a bit of glee that you're gone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to take a few with me if I go. I'll get picked up by the corporations in the city.
Yeah, you'll be picked up by the corporation.
Like what corporation?
Corporations. The corporations will pick you up with a hoist. Now, Kat, do you think oral sex is sex?
Absolutely.
What do you-
Excuse me.
Debbie, is oral sex sex? Just say no, please.
No.
Thank you very much. Seg, continue.
Willie, also, it's induction weekend.
Aye.
It's induction.
Sell that one to your wife. Oh, honey. Oh, really?
Thank you, Dan.
Is that all you? Well, that's not sex. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Dan.
Top 5 teams in the USA Today preseason coaches poll in college football.
Can I tell you who they are?
Gators,
1,
Horns,
2,
Sooners,
3. Trojans.
Trojans.
I use them with these girls. Yep.
Tide,
Tide. I use
Tide.
that too on some of my underwear.
P&G, former proud sponsor of the number 32, headed up by Ricky Craven.
How many girls do those Buckeyes get, do you think, after victories against Michigan? Thank you.
I don't know. Why don't you go up there and find out?
All of them. All of them.
Did you get all the chicks at Deer Park?
Absolutely, every one of them. And also Xavier. When I went there, when we used to beat Notre Dame, my senior year in
How did
baseball.
you have time to breathe since you had so many of these girlfriends?
Different
How
story.
did you go through school, law school, all that schooling, and you had all these girlfriends?
Seg, is that it in sports? Did you ever date Debbie, Lois, or the cat?
I was 6 years old when that was going on, Willie. I didn't know anything about that.
They're cougars.
I was going to say, Seg, you and I used to hang out
What?
together.
What, Seg, do you recall? Seg? You were born
That
in
was
the
a
90s.
long time ago, Willie,
Yeah.
in the fan when we were giving away the fan van.
Yeah. Seg, do you have any questions of these playmates from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s? Getting
No.
ready for the reunion. Might you be able to join them on August the 20th at Dollar Bill's Tavern in Northern Kentucky?
You know, Willie, we'll do anything for you.
Thank you, Cherie.
Oh, Cherie's going to be there.
She'll be there.
Oh.
I think she would have been a good playmate herself. Would you agree? Cherie
A
Palolo?
Playboy bunny.
A bunny.
A playmate is the girl that poses in the magazine.
Would you have posed naked in the magazine?
Of course.
$1 million?
Absolutely.
Half million? Half million?
No.
750,000. I'm trying to see what price point.
I wouldn't do it for less than $1 million.
$1 million you would have done it.
For sure.
Debbie, what about you? $1 million, set you up for life, put your kids through college.
Could I move to another country?
In another country, yes. In
Okay.
Europe.
All right, I would do it.
Kat, what about you?
$1 million?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.